Hey everyone, welcome to another Throwback Thursday. I have a very interesting one for you guys. And here's Cosmo and Jerry. So yeah. So I just got done not too long ago reading this book. I'm not sure when it was written. Let's see. There's a card in here still. Really anything by this publishing company, Zoanon, is just, it's going to be pricey and kind of unaffordable for most. But I actually came across it in Chicago here, Alchemy Arts. I used to go to Chicago a lot when I lived in Ohio. And where do I begin with this? Okay, so Lux Haeresis, The Light Heretical, Daniel A. Schulke. He's a British author, and the first thing I want to say about this book really is the illustrations are stunning, but let me see if I can get brighter light here. Okay, that's a little bit better. So normally I'm not into books where it's like a fictional story narrative, and there's some magical practice that's nonfiction thrown in there. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. I don't know how many of you have read Donald Tyson, but Donald Tyson tends to do that with his books sometimes. Most of his books are amazing, though. But, so this book starts off with like a man of God, basically. He's a priest, and he turns away from his Christian faith and starts getting into traditional witchcraft. And basically he kind of narrates his time going into all these different practices, and the main agenda of this book really is learning to use your body as an instrument of magic. Is the best way to kind of describe this book. So it's just kind of following this fictional character's journey into this type of heresy, basically. It's a beautiful book, but it's incredibly expensive now. It's been out of print for a really long time, but it's got some prayers and poems in it that you can use in your practice. And it's basically about the crooked path, or the sabbatic path, the sabbatic craft. This is traditional British witchcraft before the Wiccan cult decided to come out in the 50s and transform it into an actual religion. Witchcraft is not a religion, it's a practice. So this is traditional witchcraft which oftentimes venerates Cain as the first witch. You know, you'll have like a lot of the darker chaos, you know, horn gods in it, you know, especially Pan, but also a lot of times, you know, Lucifer and Satan are incorporated. Lilith's incorporated into it more. Hecate, you know, as an original deity of the crossroads. You're going to find numerous books dealing with that. Mark Allen Smith's a good example of this also. So, this guy is actually, he was involved in a magical order that Andrew Chumbley was involved into. And Andrew Chumbley died not too long ago, and now his books are very expensive. I have a few of them, actually. But I'm not really sure when this came out. There is no date in here. But I just decided to talk about it anyway. And I have some of his other books, too. This is actually a bootleg of his Veridarium Embers. And this is actually very curious that I came across this. Certainly a lot cheaper than the original published version. But when I lived in Colorado, I used to go to this bookstore called Fahrenheit Books. And they were at a book fair one day, and I saw this. And they were like, yeah, we don't normally show that in a store because it's a bootleg, but we decided to bring it here today. So I just grabbed it. I was like, fuck yes. But apparently somebody took the PDF and got it printed using Lulu Press, which is pretty hilarious. But this book is basically about using herbs, contacting the Watchers, has a lot to do with Cain as the first witch, tells you what the plants are used for, kind of the mythology, you know, behind all this, the poison path, you know, that kind of thing, the praxis behind it. And actually you can find this, I believe, in PDF online for free. So you might be able to find a lot of these books now, PDFs. But yeah, this one was published by Three Hand Press. I believe this is still available. Benefici is it's Magic, Witchcraft, and the Poison Path. So this is a second revised edition. What's the first one? The first one came out in some of it came out in 2001. This is like a collection of his essays about the poison path. Because like I said, this is going to be darker than Wicca. So people who are involved in the crooked path are really not afraid to kind of talk about things like this. But this is kind of a history about plants being used in sorcery, pertaining to baneful magic in particular. Kind of an interesting book. Probably not as detailed as this one, but pretty good nevertheless. Like I said, 3-hand press. This is going to be cheaper. I found this. I think I found this in a regular bookstore, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think somebody ordered it and they didn't want it, and it ended up on the bookshelf in Colorado. Just a regular bookstore. And this one, this is beautiful. So Via Tortuosa. Via Tortuosa. Out of print, I believe. I got this in Chicago also, the same store. So, good illustrations. So he goes into the backward way, the opposer, Canaanite Gnosis, Black Man of the Sabbath. This is 2018, so this is a little bit newer than the Light Heresy book. I admit I did not read this yet, so I really can't speak on this one. But I definitely will get to it eventually. I'm just kind of working on something else right now. So, I just got I guess you could call it kind of a bootleg version of Liber Falsifer 2, the second one. It was bound in India, and it was hell of a lot cheaper than the original copy. The original copy now is going for $600 on eBay, so I actually got the I got it for $70, I believe. I just kind of show it quickly here. But I'm not really going to speak about it because I actually have not read it yet. But it's not bad. The print quality is a little bit lower. But I will be probably doing a book review of this. But yeah, it's not bad. I just got it recently from eBay. I think these are called Royal Editions. They'll do any book. If they can get a hold of the book, they'll actually bound whatever book you want, apparently. So that's the company. So you can get this on eBay like it's nothing. Just look up Liber Falcifer 2. They also make the third one. And request what color you want when you order it. So, yeah, it is. This is quarter leather, goat leather with some kind of paper texture on it. Came out okay. I did ask if they had a man-made version. Unfortunately, they don't. None of their books are vegan friendly, so you know. So jackets that. But anyway, going back to this, yeah, it's a pretty good book. So he talks about going into exile. He kind of becomes a monk, hermit, for the crooked path, basically. It's kind of a good... Teaches you how to, like, make a mask and all that, and lamp. But it's basically, at the end of the day, it's really just about how to use your body in a magical way. So, yeah. If this is your kind of thing, I'd say it's worth it. But I would look for a free PDF online. See if you can find it that way, because this is just going to be very expensive. And honestly, I haven't seen it forever online. It's pretty rare. So, yeah. In closing, I recommend Daniel Schulke books. His books are pretty cool, I think. Especially if you're into, like, plants and using them, you know, kind of the hedge witch type of thing. This might very well be your thing. So, anyway, if you like this book review, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you.